All right, welcome back into Indiebnb. Today we are joined by Caleb Justice of
Up.
Frigga 5.
Yeah.
Caleb, how are you on this rainy Georgia evening?
I'm great, man. I wish the weather was a little bit better, if I'm being honest, you know. We had
Yeah.
such great weather on the eclipse, and then just like that, it's raining all day, every day. So, Georgia for you.
It's that eclipse, man. I don't know what it did to our world, but it changed it.
Yeah, some weird conspiracies and stuff. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, look, we're excited to be obviously talking to you guys ahead of our show with Perfect Animal. You guys are also a part of the bill. You guys are playing the night before in at the Georgia Theater in Athens. So a busy next week and day of this coming out
Yes.
for Frigga 5. So I mean, excited for you guys.
Yeah, man, we're pretty hyped. We just got the show at Georgia Theater confirmed yesterday, so it was a week and a day out, and we're like, oh shit, we gotta am I allowed to cuss, by the way?
Oh
Is that
yeah,
okay?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Let
Shit,
me make
fick,
sure.
fuck.
We'll just get them out of the way real quick now.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're playing Georgia Theater April 17th, and then we're playing Aisle 5 April 18th. So
yeah. And we
we're
will we will be there hosting with you.
yeah,
So it'll be a fun collaboration. But want to dive into just the overall for y'all's band. I mean, it's called Frigga 5, but there's only four of you guys. So what's the story there? I mean,
yeah, man, it's a long story. Everybody asks that. It's pretty funny, but Frigga, the number 5 has nothing to do with like how many members. It's actually what my mom was going to be named. Uh, Frigga 5, like that whole thing. That was a joke that my mom was going to be named that when she was born. My grandpa was like super into sci-fi and he read a bunch of books and Brave New World was the book that he told me about that he read, and they name people in alphabetical order. It's like Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, all the way down the alphabet. And yeah,
okay.
so that was like his basis, and then he was also like really into Norse mythology as well. And so um Frigga is Thor's mom in Norse mythology, and so
Yeah.
he kind of combined the two, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna name my daughter Frigga 5." And so that was like their ongoing joke growing up. And then when I was trying to think of a band name, it was Thanksgiving of 2022, and they mentioned that at the table, and they're like Frigga 5, and I was like, "Oh, that's the freaking name right there." So
Love it. I love it. And it's great whenever that kind of inspiration strikes immediately.
yeah, it just like it immediately hit me because we had a couple names and ideas and stuff, and it was like, I think we can come up with a better one, and then just the story, like the lore behind that whole thing, and I was like, ah man, that one's it just kind of it's got a ring to it that I liked.
Any good ones that ended up on the cutting room floor that you feel like were either a close second or just like an absolute no chance?
Yeah, the main one we were going with was 18 Trees. That was the original name that we had, which is funny because it's two band names with numbers in it. Um, I'm real big on alliteration, and so 18 Trees was like I was like, oh, it's not like two letters at this. So Frigga 5 when it I was like, oh, that's it right there. So the two F's and every I don't know. I'm a nerd when it comes to that stuff. I always like alliteration and all that. So.
I'm right there with you. Like I think that some of the like every band name that I come up with that are just like goofy, like just for fun, like I sometimes end up just with the alliteration, just because it's like I think it just sounds better, rolls off the tongue better. So
Yeah, it's just like easy to say and stuff. Not saying our band's easy to say or anything like, but it's just like when there's alliteration, it seems like cooler to me. I don't know. It's just
yeah.
like a little tickle in the ear when you say it, you know. So,
I like well speaking of tickles in the ear, I mean I listened to Hello and I want that to be our song spotlight. So we'll kind of dive into, what that song, creation entailed. But I want to give you, my first impressions was Deftones. Whenever I heard it, I was like, man, this is like a soundscape, like kind of painting a picture. And then, read y'all's bio and it said Sonic Adventure is one of the like kind of the things that described you guys. So like for that song, whenever you were creating it, what went into it? You do most of the writing. So like talk me through, that song coming from nothing to something.
yeah, so actually, funny enough, that song was I wrote that 5 years ago, which is the oldest song off this coming record.
Wow.
So I wrote that my senior year of high school. And it was a pop song originally, funny enough. So it had like this pop, like 80s pop beat to it and everything. And I found a video actually. My friend was there when I was writing the song and making the beat, and I posted on Instagram. I thought I was like, "Oh, this will be cool," and it didn't go anywhere. I thought it was going to go viral. Of course, you think every video is going to go viral and then it doesn't. But yeah. So I came up with the dun, 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 dun. That was the first thing, and then I just put that on loop, and I just wrote the rest of the song like that. And then I just didn't have the equipment to record or make rock music at the time when I wrote it. But I had the imagination, and that was like the thing. And so it just took years and years, and I just kept writing this, not rewriting the song, but structurally and like adding distortion and guitars. Then I was like, okay, now I need some cool drums and everything. And that's when I got Ryan, our drummer, before we even started the band. This was like a year or two before the band even was beginning, and I had him lay down some drums, and so we had just had a really solid demo for a couple years. And then once I started the band, I was like, guys, like I got this song. This needs to go out. And that's a lot of what this first record is. It was a lot of these songs that I've written over the past couple years. And I was just like, hey, let's, instead of starting the band and then trying to figure out what songs, like I was like, hey, I got a catalog of songs. Let's get these done, and let's get these out. And then we'll start writing all of them together and doing all that, which we did for Restless Eyes. That was actually our first song we wrote as a band together, which was our first single that came out.
Hmm.
But yeah, so
Gotcha. So a lot of it sounds like there was, again, if it's one of those things where the technology wasn't there when they wanted to make Avatar and they had to wait like 12 years and then finally it became, the you guys had the ability to record the song in the way you kind of envisioned it, which is awesome. So, for you guys, obviously you Jaya or Jay
Ja,
Ja, you,
yeah,
Ja, Ryan, and Alex, and then obviously a bass player to be named later. So if anybody knows anybody in the Atlanta area, bass player looking for work, Frigga
yeah,
Five, pretty rad band, and
yeah,
they
tour and
play a ton.
yeah, commit your life to Frigga 5. Let us know. I'm just kidding. Kidding.
They're recruiting currently, but for you guys, as you guys kind of came together as a unit, like um, did you all kind of have a similar taste and background of like music you liked, or does everyone come from different backgrounds? What's that look like?
Yeah, not at all. We all like way different stuff, which like honestly, when the band started, I was like, this might be bad, but there's like a beauty in it. And like the more we write together, it's just so cool because I come from more of like the pop land, I guess you could say. I mean, I love rock music and everything, and like, that's my go-to number one. But I mean, I also grew up listening to Justin Bieber and like all the
Yeah.
pop. So naturally, I kind of write like that and what's catchy and so I'll write riffs and then I'll bring it to the band, and then Alex, the other guitarist, he'll be like, "That's hold on, let's change this up, and so we all kind of meet in the middle with our interest and everything, which I think is really cool. And we do have some, we all like Deftones and like those kind of bands and 90s bands, but our other guitarist Ja, he's a like 80s metal guy, like he loves Metallica and all those bands like Pantera, so he's super hardcore on that end. So whenever we need a cool breakdown, we're always like kick it over to Ja, and he'll write some crazy riff or lay some crazy solos and stuff on it. So
That's awesome. I mean, you just got a bunch of guitar gods and just kind of getting it heavy. I love it. Well, with the with your upcoming album, when's that due out? When can people expect that? And do you guys have like kind of a date or a timeline, or is it mainly like, hey, we're touring and working on it, little by little? What's that look like?
yeah, so it was actually supposed to come out April 20th, but we had to push it back. Like everything, it's always something ends up happening and everything. But we don't have a date yet. We still have, I will say we have one more single coming out before the album. So the next single coming out is Goodbye. It We might be posting about when the release date is. So if y'all are watching this, it might be out already. Who knows? But that should be coming out soon, and then we'll have the album coming out. But hopefully within the next couple months.
I love it. I love it. Well,
Don't want to rush it, but at the same time, it's like we want to get it out because we have a whole nother album that we're ready to record, and we didn't include a lot of the songs in this album just because of money and budget and everything and stuff. So we have a whole catalog of music we're ready to record.
you got a lot to say. I can't wait to listen. For the folks who have not had the pleasure, I think you guys were on a bill, and I ended up getting to the show late, so I missed it. I think Jameson Tank 2 years ago at Smith's Old Bar, I believe y'all were on that bill with the Asymptomatics.
Yeah,
Um,
that was this past December.
that was at this past, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was dilly dallying. I didn't get in the show in time. So
Mm.
obviously my loss because now but I'm glad I get to see you guys front row. This coming Thursday. But what can people expect? I mean, what should I expect from the show? And what do you want people walking away from you guys' performance? How do you want them feeling?
Yeah, I think our main thing is just like really putting on a show and wanting people to have fun and just have a good time. And so like that's the main thing. And that's why I dropped the guitar. I put that down and I was like, I'm just gonna lead sing is because I was going out and watching all these bands and stuff and taking notes and doing all that and researching. And I'm like, what's working, what's not working, what do I like, what do I don't like? And who's successful, who's not as, like what's the missing pieces. And that was one of the things I was like, as cool as it is for me to play guitar and, have all that stuff. I can record that in the studio and do whatever I want with it. Live is a whole different thing, It's about putting on the show and making people have fun and interacting with the crowd. And if you're out at a show and like it's some artist that you want to see and like they jump down and they're singing right in front of your face, you'd be like, that was fucking sick. So that's kind of like the idea is just putting on a good show, climbing on stuff and doing dumb things and you know
I
rock
love it.
star shit, I guess.
Yeah, dude, I love some rock star shit. I was at a show recently, and their guitar guy came up and just started playing right in my face, and I was like, "Whoa, man!" He looked like he was about to hit me with the guitar. It was wild, but I mean,
Yeah.
like again, that's a moment that I'm gonna remember, and then anytime I think about that specific band, I'm like, man, like those guys in that band were crazy. Like we had a great time, and I left affected. So like you kind of want to create that moment, and like I think
Want people to
that's the
come
right
back,
move.
we don't
Yeah,
want it to be a one-time thing, we want you to come back and have fun with us and stuff, sing the songs with us and everything. So
yeah.
that's definitely one of the big things for us is when we're playing live is make people
Get
have
the
fun. So
get the energy, get the fun going. What were some of the bands that you went and looked at and you were like analyzing is like, okay, we're kind of this is sort of in our category. Like, what were some of the things you were looking for, but also what are the bands you were looking at that you kind of made you decide that?
I mean, there's tons of band. Like I was going to a lot of local shows and stuff. So I mean, one in particular, which I'm good friends with them, is Silly Goose, and I think obviously it shows how their music. I don't know if you've heard of Silly Goose or not. I'm sure you have.
I have heard of them. I have not had the pleasure, and I've seen the Instagram. We follow them, and we're hoping to get them on the show at some point. But like, yeah, their show is like electric. I see their masquerade show, and it's like blown up, tons of people. So
They put on a great show, and I actually played guitar with them for a little bit. I did a little mini tour with them, and became good friends with Jackson and the whole crew. And I learned a lot from them. And then I was just going to other shows, and I was going seeing big shows. Dave Matthews. I went and saw Smashing Pumpkin. Just in anything and everything. And I was just looking at what works, what doesn't. I mean, it all works. It was more like, okay, I like this, and so how can I combine it all into one? And I got ADHD, so I'm a pretty wild dude. I'm moving around, I'm fidgeting, I'm probably fidgeting all on this video. If the mic's picking it up, it can hear me. So being able to put the guitar down and just run around and do that kind of stuff, it just felt comfortable.
yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, what are some of the places I guess you guys have been going through, and obviously you formed the band. Would you say like 2022 ish that time? And so like since you guys have been going, like what are some of the venues and places you played that have kind of impacted you guys and been good to you?
Yeah, so we had our first show in December of 2022 at His Rock. And so technically that was our first show. We didn't get to Atlanta until February. So we kind of count that, as like 2023 was when we technically started.
You started, yeah.
But yeah, His Rock was our very first show and we did an acoustic show there. And sadly the owner of His Rock passed away earlier this year, Bob. Rest in peace to him. And um So he helped us out a lot, and he got us our first gig, and which is really cool of him. Just super chill guy. He had a record store, so that's where it was at. And it was right down the road from us too. It was 10 minutes down the road, so it was easy.
Mhm.
When you're in Cumming, Georgia, you're like, yes. um, but now Smith's Old Bar as well. I love Smith's Old Bar. We played there 5 or 6 times, and they've always treated us well. And I love all them. And we just played the Masquerade, actually with Silly Goose, which was a crazy freaking show. That was our first time at the Masquerade, and we've been wanting to get there for a while. And yeah, those are the main ones. We've been in Athens a couple times. Boar's Head was very cool. It was a outside bar, so we're playing outside. So that was really cool for exposure and just getting a bunch of people hearing us and everything. So that was cool. Which
Yeah.
is how we got our T-shirt. I don't know if you've seen that on our social media or anything. Um,
No, what's the T? What's the
at
sell?
Boar's Head, they got a. It's like a little gazebo area where the band plays, and obviously me being like, oh, I'm gonna do something crazy, lead singer, rock star shit. I climbed up on the roof of the gazebo while we were playing, and they weren't happy about it. But we got a really cool picture from it, and I was like, we got to put that on a T-shirt. So we put on a T-shirt. We made it a limited edition. So if y'all want one of these T-shirts, if you're watching this, come get
Well,
one. We got like 50 left out of 100. So
well, let me tell you, I bet you that everybody in Athens is going to remember you climbed on the gazebo at Boar's Head on the 17th whenever you guys go play at the Georgia Theater. So
yeah, we actually had a little buzz going around. We when we would go to Athens and talk to people there, I was like, yeah, I was the guy that climbed on the top of the roof thing. And they're like, oh my God, I heard about that. And I was like, no way.
dude, you're getting the hype,
Cool. It was
get those
cool. I was
kids
like, it was
going.
worth
But
it. The bar was definitely mad. I don't know if we're invited back. We haven't been invited back. I don't know if they want us back, but you know, it was cool.
yeah, the guy, I can guarantee I can see the bar owner like looking over there and they're like, lawsuit, lawsuit,
Yeah,
lawsuit.
yeah, that's what he was
Shit.
saying. Yeah, and I was like, I get it, dude. He was like, I get what you're doing. Just understand how as a
Yeah.
business. And I was like, I totally understand, man. I totally understand. It won't happen again. So
Okay, we no more clown on top, but I tell you what, you
I
can
scoped it out. I got there hours before. I made sure, I was like,
yeah,
this seems safe. I had an exit plan if something happened.
yeah,
Uh, so I felt like I was prepared enough.
yeah. That's good. That's good. Well, I mean, I think as you guys get into more venues, I'm sure, you're gonna find more things to explore, things to climb on top of. Aisle 5 will be a fun if you guys haven't played there before, like, great room,
We have.
very similar, similar to some of the places you guys have played already, but I think you'll see there's a lot of energy and it's a great time. So I'm excited for seeing you
100%.
guys there.
Definitely where people were like, well, what are you going to do this show? I'm looking around in the venue. I'm like, oh man, what could I do that like I'm not going to die from? So
Yeah.
some shows I have to dial it back and just be cool and wish I could do things, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think like your audience participation and getting the getting the crowd going. I mean, I'm hyped now, even more so than I was before on the on getting you hearing it from you what you guys have done and your energy of the show. I'm excited to see you guys as a fan, and
yeah,
follow
if
you
you're
guys up.
front row, you better be ready to catch me too. That's all I'm going to say. All
Hey,
right.
I got you. I got you. Me, I'll don't fly into Tash, but you can fly into me. I'm
Yeah.
living an oak tree.
I'll let you know at least if it's going to happen. I warn everybody. I'm not going to jump if people don't know. There's 3 people there. I'm gonna let them know, but y'all got to catch me. So
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, look, let's I'm gonna dive into a little bit of Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. It's a rapid fire-ish segment,
yeah,
as we've kind of come to find, and it's a little bit fun. So we'll dive right in. Pete Peterson's party pack of questions, 20 questions right in a row. Caleb from Frigga 5, cake or pie? What do you prefer?
blueberry pie.
All right. He's got a specific. I love it.
Would you
Salad
next?
or soup?
Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
All dude, new, all good. Salad or soup?
Caesar salad.
Okay, I like it. Sunrise or sunset? What are you seeing more of these days?
Definitely sunsets. I've definitely seen a lot of those. I love sunrises, but sunsets for sure.
Okay. You're up there in Cumming, Georgia. Would you rather hit a home run or score a touchdown?
You know what? I'm gonna go with a slam dunk. I am a basketball player, so I'm gonna go with that. I know that's a little off from the question, but
Same category. I like it. I think that's a good answer. I as somebody who will never dunk, I am jealous. So if you have experienced it, I'm jealous. Are you giving more nights in or nights out these days? You having more? Which one of them?
oof, nights in for sure.
No,
Yeah,
hanging inside. I like it.
yeah.
When you do go out though, and your jam comes on, are you more likely to hit the robot or the worm on the dance floor?
Mm, Probably the robot. Worm, it's just if you're out, you don't know what's been on the floor, and it's just a little nasty. And if you got some like good fit on, you don't want to mess that thing up, you know?
I like it. I like it. Maybe it's an early move so before the floor gets gross. But other than that, I think you're in the
Right.
right place. We've had multiple people say, "Hey, look, I would love to do the worm, but I just don't like the floor. It's gross."
Yeah,
So
yeah. Maybe on top of the bar, I would do it.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. All
I
right.
get silly like that. No, just kidding.
Guac or queso when you walk in your favorite Tex-Mex joint.
Queso.
All right. He's a cheese man. I like it. Waffles or pancakes in the
Ooh,
morning time.
waffles.
He's a waffle man. All right. Waffles with your tea. You're sorry, with your waffles. Are you getting coffee or tea?
If it's iced tea, I'm going iced tea all the sweet iced tea all the way.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Spoken like a true Southern gentleman. I like that.
yeah. You know it.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
All right. We need more
Oh.
dogs. We like it. Are you more like a ninja or a pirate?
I think I look more like a pirate, I will say. Every now and then I'll do the Van Dyke and I'll wear a bandana and people say I look like a pirate. So I'm gonna go pirate.
I like it. All right. Gatorade or Powerade after a long night out?
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna choose a different one as well because I've really been on a kick, but it's Prime. I really like
Prime.
Prime. Have you tried Prime?
I haven't tried Prime. I have done Body Armor as the alternative as well,
Body
but
Armor.
and maybe I need to go grab a Prime. I watched the WWE or the WrestleMania this weekend, and they had the Prime bottle in the middle. So
Yeah,
I
man,
was
it's good. If you try that and Gatorade or Powerade right next to each other, you're definitely like, okay, I don't know, it's a lot stronger, but I don't know. I like Prime. Shout out Prime.
all right. There we go. Logan Paul, check us out.
Yeah.
Toast or bagels?
Toast.
All right, he's toasting it up. All right. Chips or pretzels?
Ooh, chips. Gotta go with chips. Yeah.
Yeah. Fries or tots?
Tots all the way.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
TV show or movie after a long day? What are you unwinding with?
Oh, movies can be long sometimes, It's just like if you're tired, like I know I'm gonna fall asleep for it. So I'll probably do if it's been a long day, I'll turn on a TV show.
I like it.
You
All
know
right.
what? I'm gonna be honest. I love podcasts, and I listen to podcasts more than I watch movies or TV. So that would be my choice. Sorry, I'm like totally not answering your
Oh
answer.
no, dude, no. I like it. I mean, everybody, I think the podcast is an interesting play because like you kind of still can do stuff. When you're watching something, you still are like playing on your phone or something like that. But like you turn a podcast, you can still like, wash the dishes or do whatever else. So that makes sense. I mean,
Dude, that's all. I look forward to sitting in traffic. If I got a 2 hour long podcast, I'm like, all right, let's get through this thing.
all
It makes
right,
me
we're
enjoy
gonna
it.
grind through it. Here we go.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are on podcasts, I mean, classic podcast question: Are aliens real?
Oh yeah.
Okay, all right, he's in there. Bigfoot, is he real or she or they or them?
Yeah. He or she. They're both real.
All right, all right. Is love at first sight real, Caleb?
Ooh, that's a good one. You know what? Just because I of hello, I gotta say yes.
Okay. All right. I
What's in
mean,
hello?
that mine was love at first here for Halo. Hello. So I mean,
Right.
that's like that's I'll
Yeah.
take it. But I know this last one's going to be hard. P. Peterson's final question for you guys: Who are two bands that we ought to check out that we might not know that you guys like? And we're going to tell them we sent that you said it, and we're going to get them on the podcast.
Yeah.
Hopefully, try.
Let's see. I got one that comes straight to my mind, which is Delonia. I've been texting back and forth with all them for a while, and I finally just got to see them at Interspace. And dude, they are sick. They're just as good as I like would have imagined them. They're all young kids. One of the kids is 15, and so it's just crazy seeing them just jam out on stage and have fun and just I admired it, and it was really cool, and they just sounded good. They were all just badass musicians. Um, they were sick. Let's see. Let's think of another. Oh, geez, put me on the spot. Hmm. Sorry, dude. Just give
All
me a.
good. All good, man. I mean, Silly Goose can be one. I mean, if we want to count them,
Yeah, we
they're
can count
people,
Silly Goose.
they're known. They're
That's
known.
an easy cop out. Let me think of it. Let me think of one. You know what? I'm gonna do Pinto Sunshine. They're a local Atlanta band as well. Santi is the lead singer and guitarist, and he actually played with Silly Goose for a little bit. And I'm haven't talked to him in a minute, but they just dropped an album this past week, so shout out to that.
All right. So I have Delonia, Delonia, correct?
Dolonia. Yep.
Okay. And then Pete Don't Sunshine. Give me that one.
Pinto. P like a pinto or pinto bean.
Okay.
Yeah, I say pinto bean, but when I pronounce their name, I say pinto for some
Pinto
reason. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds cool. Pinto Sunshine.
Sunshine. I love it. I love it.
They got a cool little vibe to them and stuff. I definitely those are the two bands that I've been wanting to play with live for sure.
All right. Well, let's get them on a bill. You guys get the Frigga Five, Pinto
Yeah.
Sunshine, Delonia. I mean, let's get it put together. Let's get it
Can I do one more? Because
yeah,
I just
come on.
remembered another one,
Come
and my
on.
bad for forgetting y'all. But
Oh
Collective
no. All good,
Karma,
man.
shout out to Collective Karma. They're freaking
Collective
sick
Karma.
too. We got a bunch of intermingled friends, and just everybody knows each other somehow and stuff. So shout out to Collective Karma. They're a new like punk band. Um, they're pretty fresh. So I just saw
Love it.
them recently as well for my first time, and so was impressed by them as well. They got some badass musicians.
Love getting some Atlanta flavor on this. You know, sometimes we do a lot of bands, but these are bands that are, right in our backyard here. So well, Caleb, you absolutely nailed the Pete Peterson party pack of questions. I mean, just put it to bed. So we
Thank you, bro.
appreciate you coming on, man. And we're excited for they're at the Georgia Theater, April 17th, day of this coming out. They're at Aisle 5 the next night, April 18th. We got an album coming in sometime this year. Got another single coming out on April 17th, next on Wednesday, right?
On April 7th, I wish, but maybe a little bit after, maybe a
A
little.
little bit after, a little bit after.
We'll have
We
an
got some we got
official
new
release date
music
on
coming
it
out too.
yet.
You got music coming out. Go stream and anywhere you find music, hello. It's a freaking jam. If you like Deftones, if you're into soundscapes, like it's the quintessential. So, Caleb, we can't thank you enough for coming on here, man. And we look forward to hosting your show on Thursday.
Dude, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, this was real fun, and I look forward to meeting you next
Yeah,
week. And
be a good time.
you better catch me.
I
I'm home
got you.
for it.
I got you. I got you, man.